All day fam, back again. No days off. Welcome to all day, no days off. ADNDO. Let's get straight to it. I'm gonna keep it really short. Jahmyr Gibbs. I just saw this. I did not know about this, but Jahmyr Gibbs is having a hold in, not a hold out, at the Lions training camp. Gibbs, he says, time will tell when I return to the field. So that is concerning a little bit, but obviously Detroit is going to get this done. It's just right now, this is part of the business. There's also another hold in with between the Chargers and Tui Pelotu. So this happens every year. The best guys, they're going to stay. If they're not the best, they more than likely probably are not if they can't reach to an agreement. But obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs is not going anywhere, or Jahmyr Gibbs is not going anywhere. He is probably the best back in the entire NFL, unless you want to argue with about Bijan Robinson. Not right now, Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley had a bit of a letdown year last year, but we're going to talk about talent. Obviously, those three or four, if you want to throw in Christian McCaffrey. So that's that. But Jahmyr Gibbs, I think right now he's my number one. But he misses his fifth consecutive practice Monday as his apparent hold in continues while he looks to reach agreement on a new deal during training camp. He is a three-time Pro Bowler, and he was spotted roaming around the sidelines in a Gray Lions cutoff hoodie for the second straight day at the what is it, how do you pronounce their performance center? Mahir or Mahijer Performance Center. I don't know. I gotta figure out how to pronounce that. He said he was chatting with teammates, Amon St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Jared Goff. And he was on the sidelines doing between drills. While leaving the field to enter the locker room alongside team security, Gibbs was briefly approached by reporters and stated that only, and this is when he said only time will tell when he returns in his first official, when he returns back to practice. So Gibbs, he also stated that it's not about that when asked if he needs a new deal before he gets back on the field, but he wouldn't elaborate on much more. So I guess they asked him what is he aiming towards. He says, I don't know, Gibbs said. And then both sides are working to secure a long-term deal for Gibbs to remain in Detroit beyond the 2027 season, but have yet to reach an agreement. He completed a conditioning test last week in which Lions coach Dan Campbell said Gibbs had a little bit of a back issue, but it wasn't severe. Yeah. Of course, his teammates is going to continue to support him. I mean, Williams feels, of course, his teammate, Jamison Williams, he says Gibbs should be the NFL's highest paid running back. Obviously, I'm not yeah. It's obvious why Gibbs is holding in, and he has every right to. As he should. I wouldn't even say look at the stats, look at the film. Williams said nobody's close. He's the best. As of lately, he is. I mean, they got rid of Montgomery. They're going to feature him. He is going to be the primary back. He needs to get paid as the primary back. Not only as the primary back, he needs to get paid as the best back in the league. So Gibbs' hold-in is taking place at the same time as running back Bijan Robinson's practice absence at the Atlanta Falcons training camp. I didn't know Bijan was holding out either. Or Bijan Robinson, it looks like he's holding out. Robinson, like Gibbs, a 2023 first-round draft pick under contract through 2027, is also seeking a new deal. Wow. Gibbs is widely respected as one of the most electrifying players in the league with his blazing speed coupled with his dual threat ability as both a runner and a receiver. He holds NFL record for most touchdowns scored in a player's first 3 seasons. I didn't know that. Campbell was happy to see Gibbs out of practice to support the squad amid missing business handle, but the Lions are hoping to get things wrapped up sooner than later. So he goes, I mean, I think it's good to see he got a little work inside and to be able to come out and be around the guys. I think that's always going to be important. Campbell said. Then Campbell said, look, he's still part of us and the guys, our players love him. We love him and he's part of what we do. So yeah, it's always good to see him. He's suiting up. He's gonna eventually play for they're gonna get a deal. They gotta get a deal done. You can't afford if Jahmyr Gibbs does not, this goes on than what it needs to be. The Lions, they don't have a season. Their offense is going to be trash. I'm just going to be straight up because Jared Goff, I don't trust him to be that type of quarterback to keep things together without a solid running game. So that's that. And then there's other news around the league. Jadeveon Clowney, he signs with the Texans. He signed with the Texans on he's back with the Texans when they drafted him number 1 overall. Number 1, not on number 1 overall, but they selected him number 1 in the 2014 NFL draft. So I don't know what the contract is looking at, but Clowney, he's 33 years old. He visited Cleveland. He didn't get it. He didn't get any. It wasn't a deal done there. Eh, so let's see. But I'm looking for the deal that he's got, but I'm pretty sure it's not that much. But hey, man, he's on a defense with Will Anderson Jr., Daniel Hunter, and so they both combined for 27 sacks last season. So Jadeveon Clowney is definitely going to add to that. So it's gonna be cool. I mean, I think he's back where he belongs. To be honest with you. So since he left Houston, he has been with Seattle, Tennessee, Browns, Baltimore. He's been around a lot of teams, bopped around the league. The last team he was with was obviously with the Cowboys, and I think he had like 13 sacks last the Cowboys, something like that. But in 13 games, 6 starts, Clowney was credited with 41 tackles, a team high, 12 tackles for loss, 33 pressures, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 forced fumble, and 4 pass deflections. Uh, we're okay. Last season, he didn't sign with the Cowboys until mid-September. It was inactive for a game before getting on the field in week 4. In his first 5 games with Dallas, he topped 40% playing time just once. With each of his final 8 games, he played at least 42.9%, and his productivity increased. He missed 1 game with a hamstring injury. He joined the Cowboys on a 1-year, $3.5 million deal after the team struggled to replace Michael Parsons' productivity in the wake of his trade to the Green Bay Packers. Clowney's 8.5 sacks were one of his career high, not 13 sacks, but 8.5 sacks is what he had with them. So he has currently 66.5 sacks. So it's cool. It's gonna be kind of. I mean, can their defense get any better? I mean, the Texans. So Clowney just makes it better. So they're gonna be a dangerous team to watch. Definitely dangerous team. They always have been. Well, not always have been, but recently. So that's all I got right now. I just going to keep that short. I just want to jump on here, talk a little bit about you guys, about Jahmyr Gibbs. I think it's pronounced Jahmyr Gibbs and his hold in. And we'll keep that updated on when he's going to sign with the Tex with the Lions, because he will. The Lions is not letting him go. But thank you all so much for watching. Back very soon tomorrow. No days off all day. Deuces.